Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Are you missing these 7 hidden signals your baby uses to tell you what they need? Stay tuned until the end because you won't want to miss these essential insights that could transform your parenting journey. There's nothing quite like the joy of welcoming a new little one into the world. But as any parent knows, those early days can also be filled with a lot of questions. You want to give your baby the whole world, but sometimes it's hard to know exactly what they need. Well, believe it or not, your baby is communicating with you, even from day one. They're constantly sending out little signals, trying to tell you what they need, how they're feeling, and what they're thinking. We're going to uncover 7 hidden signals your baby might be using to communicate with you. So let's dive in. Have you ever noticed how your baby seems to lock eyes with you for a brief, fleeting moment, only to look away again? It's almost as if they're catching your eye, holding your gaze for a beat, and then shyly looking away. In those precious seconds, your baby is reaching out, making a connection. They're saying, "Hey mama, I see you." It's a subtle dance of connection, a silent conversation that speaks volumes. These moments of eye contact are your baby's way of initiating interaction, seeking reassurance, and building a bond with you. They're learning to trust in your presence and find comfort in your gaze. The next time you catch your baby's eye, even for a split second, don't let the moment pass you by. Lean in, smile softly, and speak to them in those gentle, reassuring tones that only a parent can muster. Tell them you love them, that you're there for them, and that you see them, really see them. It's in those quiet moments of connection that trust is built, love is nurtured, and the foundations of a strong parent-child bond are laid. Now let's talk about those adorable little fingers your baby loves to put in their mouth. It's a classic baby move, and it's hard to resist those chubby little hands exploring their world. But did you know that sucking and mouthing aren't just cute habits? They can actually be important signals your baby is using to communicate with you. For babies, sucking is an instinct deeply rooted in survival. It's how they nourish themselves, find comfort, and soothe themselves. So when you see your baby happily sucking on their fingers, a toy, or even their blanket, it's important to pay attention to the context. Are they showing signs of hunger, like rooting for your breast or bottle? Or are they simply content and self-soothing? Perhaps they're teething and finding relief from sore gums by gnawing on something. By tuning into your baby's cues and observing their behavior, you can begin to decipher what those little sucking and mouthing episodes mean. The key is to be patient, observant, and responsive to your baby's individual needs. They say the eyes are the windows to the soul, and that couldn't be truer for our little ones. Your baby's face is a constantly changing canvas of emotions, a captivating display of their inner world. From the tiniest furrow of their brow to the most infectious gummy grin, those little facial expressions speak volumes. Take a moment to really observe your baby's face. Do you see a fleeting look of confusion when they encounter something new? A subtle frown that might indicate discomfort or even pain? Or perhaps a look of pure joy and contentment that melts your heart every time? These expressions, however subtle, are your baby's way of telling you what they're thinking and feeling. By paying close attention to those precious facial expressions, you'll not only learn to better understand your baby's needs, but you'll also strengthen the bond between you, creating a deeper sense of connection and trust. Those tiny hands, constantly reaching, grasping, and exploring, they're not just adorable, they're your baby's way of interacting with the world around them. Every little reach, every grasp, every wiggle of their fingers is a step towards communication, a way for them to engage with you and their surroundings. You might notice your baby reaching for a toy they want, pointing at something that catches their eye, or even offering you a tiny open hand as if to say, "Hold me." These small gestures, though seemingly insignificant, are actually powerful forms of communication. Think about it. Before babies can talk, their hands are their primary tools for exploration and interaction. So, the next time your baby reaches out, don't just smile and engage with them. Offer them the toy they desire, name the object they're pointing at, or scoop them up in a warm embrace. By paying attention to their small gestures and responding with love and encouragement, you're building a foundation for a lifetime of meaningful communication. Let's face it, crying is your baby's most powerful form of communication, especially in those early months. It's their way of getting your attention, expressing their needs, and letting you know that something isn't quite right. But here's the thing. Not all cries are created equal. Just like we use different tones of voice to convey different emotions, your baby uses different types of cries to communicate different needs. Think of it like this. Your baby's cry is their first language, and it's up to you to become fluent in it. Is it a high-pitched, urgent cry that suggests they're in pain or discomfort? Or a more rhythmic, insistent cry that indicates hunger? Perhaps it's a softer, whimpering cry that signals tiredness or the need for a cuddle. As you become more attuned to your baby's different cries, you'll be able to respond to their needs more effectively, providing comfort and reassurance when they need it most. So listen closely to those cries. They hold the key to understanding your baby's world. Just like their facial expressions and cries, your baby's body language speaks volumes about how they're feeling. Even the tiniest shifts in their posture, the way they move their arms and legs, can provide valuable insights into their emotional state. Are they arching their back and clenching their fists, signaling discomfort or perhaps even pain? Or are they relaxed and loose-limbed, content and at ease in your arms? One of the most telling signs of a content baby is a relaxed posture. Their arms and legs will be loose, their hands might be open and relaxed, and their facial expression will be peaceful. Pay attention to how your baby responds to different situations. By tuning into your baby's body language, you're essentially learning to read between the lines, deciphering the unspoken messages they're sending. We all need a little time to ourselves now and then, even our littlest ones. Just like adults, babies can become overstimulated, tired, or simply need a break from the hustle and bustle of their world. And when that happens, they have their own way of letting you know by withdrawing or looking away. You might notice your baby turning their head away from you during a particularly stimulating play session, or perhaps they close their eyes for a moment, as if to block out the world around them. These subtle cues are their way of saying, "Okay, that's enough for now. I need a little break to recharge." It's easy to misinterpret these signals as disinterest or even rejection, but it's important to remember that they're simply your baby's way of regulating their sensory input and emotional state. They're not rejecting you, they're just taking a moment to regroup. If you notice your baby withdrawing or looking away, resist the urge to bombard them with more stimulation. Remember, just like us, babies need time to process their experiences, and sometimes that means taking a little break from the world around them. As parents, we're constantly learning, growing, and evolving alongside our children. It's a journey filled with incredible highs and a few inevitable challenges along the way. But amidst the chaos and the sleepless nights, there's an undeniable magic in those early days, a profound connection that deepens with each passing moment. By learning to recognize and respond to your baby's hidden signals, you're not only meeting their physical needs, but also nurturing their emotional well-being. You're creating a safe, loving, and responsive environment where they feel seen, heard, and deeply understood. So, trust your instincts, embrace the journey, and remember, every coo, every glance, every tiny gesture is a precious opportunity to connect with your little one on a deeper level.